Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on that streamer that got caught up having sex on stream and how she only got a 7-day ban. And there are people out there that have been banned for some of the most craziest things, bruh. Craziest things. And my thing is this, because I know there's like an age limit with Twitch. Like I think you have to be 13 years of age and like older to have a Twitch account and stuff. My thing is this, it doesn't really matter how old you are. I feel like that there are things that like you can open up, like, and that's how they have to view it. It's like there's things that you can open up out in public, and then there's things that you can't open up out in public. Now, one thing that I want to talk on, and I think he was permanently banned for a while, but I think they did put his account. Yeah, no, they did put his account back up because I was in his streams a few times, but. Anyways, Deller. I'm pretty sure you guys know who Deller is. Somebody that I've reacted to frequently on my YouTube channel. But a while ago, he was banned on Twitch for taking his keyboard and smashing it across his head. And then you have the one guy, Dr. Disrespect. We still to this day don't know why he got banned from Twitch. But yeah, he got banned from Twitch. I remember Aiden Ross, he got banned. I guess he was like, I don't even know if he was driving or if he had somebody else holding the camera for him, but regardless, he was streaming and driving, and he got banned for that. What are some other things that then went down? I'm telling you, there's probably been some crazy reasons out there on why people were banned, but those are like permanent bans. Those are bans that's like, it's has some sort of effect on a person's like career in their YouTube channel or on their Twitch channel. Now, what confuses me is that you can get banned for some stuff, but it's like, you know what? I feel like this is just, it's a universal problem with content creating. It ain't even with Twitch, but it's like with YouTube, TikTok. Like, people can get away with some of the most craziest things. And then meanwhile, you have content creators like myself or content creators like the ones that I named off, where they be putting in true, dedicated, hard work into what they're doing, and they get banned. But you mean to tell me that, oh, because you're a woman, an attractive woman on Twitch or on any platform, you can get away with having sex? Bruh. And it, like, see, here's the thing, because I really don't care what that girl does at the end of the day. It's her career, it's her choices, whatever she wants to do is whatever she wants to do. But there are places you can go to do that type of stuff, right? Now, like, overall, like, talking on her, because I am kind of confused on how the situation came about. Now, in her words, she claimed that she was drunk and that she didn't realize what she was doing. And I think she did say she hurry up and end the stream and things or whatever. But my thing is this, I have been drunk before. I'll never forget when the first time I actually got to experience being drunk. I've even been tipsy, okay? I have been half asleep. I have had everything that you can imagine. I've never been high before. But I would imagine that at any given point in time of me, being out of my mindset or whatever it is that you want to call it, you still are aware of your surroundings, right? Like, you're still somewhat aware of that. I would imagine you gotta be extremely, extremely, extremely intoxicated, or just under the influence to not know what you are doing. And that's what confuses me. It's like, fam, how much alcohol did you drink to where you just say, hey, you know what? It's like, whatever happens, happens. And you start doing what you did on Twitch. I'm like, that confuses me, because I'm like, fam, like the one time I do remember when I got like really drunk, I remember I had like 2 glasses of like Bombay and then this like fruity drink called Malibu, right? I had those. I remember I went home and I remember I turned on my Xbox and I just immediately just passed out on my bed, got up, threw up all, not all over my house, but I threw up in some portions of the house and things. But anyways, like, my thing is like I was still aware of, you know, what was surrounding me and stuff. It ain't like I'm gonna forget, you know, who I am or what I'm doing. Like I'm confused by that. So that's why it confuses me that you go and you do some stuff like that. I'm like, nah, bruh. Like there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. And then, you know, at the end of the day, it's like it is Twitch's decision on whether they're gonna ban her or not. Like give her a permanent ban or a 7-day ban. But it does kind of like it is messed up though, where it's like there's streamers out there that have like they've done the bare minimum. Like Deller was probably the craziest like banning I've ever heard, where he got a permanent ban because he smashed his keyboard across his head. Like, and this is just my question to everybody. What would you rather open up? Or what would you rather get caught, like, watching? Deller smashing his head across, or smashing his keyboard across his head, or a streamer having sex on stream? Like, because if I'm, like, out in public, right? And I'm watching Deller, and he takes his keyboard and smashes it across his head, I'd imagine that it's going to probably get, like, a funny reaction from a lot of people. They're going to be looking at you all like, bro, who are you watching? What's that guy's problem? Did he just take his key? Like, that's a conversation that you can have with people, right? Then, now, you know, switching the scenario around, you get caught out in public or wherever watching that girl in, you know, her last stream or whatever, you know, the stream where she was having sex on stream. How do you think that explanation, you think you'll be able to watch that out in public? Because I guarantee and I promise you, there's going to be people that looking at you like you're crazy. Like you couldn't have went home, and like that's stuff that you got to watch in the privacy of your own home. But Deller, I feel like you can watch that anywhere. Like if it came down to it, like, you know, if I had kids and they were watching Deller, I'm sitting there watching it with him. Like, so is he sponsored and that's why he does that? Like he could just go and just get him a free keyboard whenever he wants, or did he pay money for that key? Because I paid money for my keyboard. My keyboard is expensive. I think my keyboard was like well over $100. Like that would be the conversation I would want to have with my, like, you know, if the day I have kids and stuff. But like catching them watching the other streamer, I'm like, nah, man, that's just gonna be awkward. I'm like, out of all the content that you could have watched on, I imagine that she is a good content creator, but I'm like, fam, I just feel like that's not you. Well, so here's the thing. So I did further, like, more investigating into that content creator, and it turns out she does more of the types of streams that she got caught up in. Like that's like her go-to thing. Cause I'm like, there's no way possible you're just a norm. Cause my thing is this, like I've been on Twitch for a while, right? I followed a lot of, like, you know, female streamers. Never once. That's not, like, just the thing that happens amongst the, like, female community on Twitch and stuff. No, that's a thing that you do when you're trying to get your, you know, like, your OnlyFans or, you know, just overall that form of a career. You do those type of things when you try and get your career started and stuff. And you know, Twitch, I guess they're open to it. I guess they're cool with that type of stuff, but me, on the other hand, I'm like, I know people probably ask me, like, if I had a platform, like, what would I do if somebody had got caught up? My thing is this, if I'm banning people for smashing their keyboard across their head, and I'm giving them permanent bans, I would have tried to, like, seek out, like, a prison sentence where, like, no, man, I just don't feel like that's fair treatment. That's one thing that does worry me about being a Twitch streamer, is just the treatment on there. But I feel like, you know, with any platform I had to say, besides podcasting and besides Twitch, every other platform, like I've had Facebook take down some of my posts for things. I've had Instagram take down my posts for some things. I've had TikTok take my stuff down. I'm pretty sure we all know YouTube has taken my videos down. And it's like, to look at those times where I've gotten, like, in some, like, not in trouble, but like I've had my content taken down, or I can't post for a week because I reacted to a try not to laugh challenge, or I reacted to a YouTube prank. It's just me reacting. And the thing is, and I know people are going to probably ask me, like, was I drunk? Was I under the influence when I did that stuff? No, I wasn't. The crazy thing about it, the content that YouTube and TikTok has taken down off of my, like, accounts and channels and stuff is content that they have welcomed onto the platform. It's crazy to me because that's something that I've said. And I remember when, like, all this stuff was, like, happening. Like, I know Gideon, Markiplier, who are some other creators, like, they were coming out and they were talking about, the treatment that they're getting as content creators. And my thing is this. If you're not one of those people that's talking to the executives of YouTube, TikTok, and all, you're buddy with these guys, like, you cool with these guys, that'll be the only way possible you'll get a good treatment when it comes to that type of stuff. Like, they'll just be all like, oh, we're just gonna take the video down, but we're not gonna give you, like, no strikes or no guidelines. We'll just have to remove the video from YouTube and stuff, right? Or if it's a situation where they do get a strike, all they just gotta do is just call up, like, what's the woman's name with YouTube, Susan. All they just gotta do is probably text her, call her up, and just be all like, hey, my YouTube channel got a strike for this video that I uploaded some years back. Can you guys fix that? Is everything okay? And they're like, oh, no. We know YouTube can mess up at times. We'll fix it. We'll get rid of the strike and all that stuff. You're good. You're good. And yeah, those are like, and it'll be those people that do like the YouTube rewinds, or the ones that never uploads a bad video. They're like the kid-friendly YouTubers, or TikTok, or whatever it is. And it's like, fam, that's not fair. It's not fair to us content creators, where it's like we can't even be ourselves. We gotta be like this, father figure or mother figure to kids that we don't even know. My thing is this. If I have kids, if they're watching content creators like myself, if they're watching content creators like Gideon, if they're watching content creators like Markiplier, if they're watching content creators like Deller, or let's think of some other content creators out there that's had bad treatments with like YouTube, TikTok, or whatever. If that's the form of content that they're into, and it ain't like no explicit, like it's content that you can watch out in public, and it ain't that explicit content and stuff that you can't watch out in public, then I'm like, hey, go for it. Watch what you want to watch. I'm not gonna get in the mix of that. I was watching crazy content too when I was your age. So like, I feel like what YouTube, I remember YouTube used to just have like, it had like somewhat of a filter, but at the same time, it didn't really have like too much of a filter. I remember when I very first got started into YouTube. I mean, YouTube, because the thing is, and the funny thing is, it's like, that's not the content that I remember watching when I was a YouTuber, or when I started getting into YouTube. It wasn't even content that like drove me into being a YouTuber. It wasn't like, oh, I seen like how YouTube has such a somewhat of a filter, but it's like you still could get away with. No, it was like, it was just me wanting to be me. That's the one thing I remember YouTube always promoted, that was broadcasting yourself, being yourself, sticking true to that. And now it's like you can't. It's like literally YouTube hands you a script, quote unquote, the guidelines, and then they're all like, you just gotta go over the script. And that's the form of content. And then at some point in time, halfway through your script, they're like, oh, no. We actually have another vision of what we want to do now. So we're going to have to take that out. But you still get punished. They're like, oh, we're docking you. So pretty much like, yeah, in that terminology and stuff, in that scenario, you're going off of YouTube script. They go off on you. You're all like, you know what? No, we're changing the script, but we're docking your pay because you still carried on with the script or whatever. Like, you see how like stupid that is with YouTube. And then like what TikTok, I'm like, bruh, the amount of crazy, it trips me out that I was like, I remember I had a video get taken. I was literally reacting to a video on there, not like how I do on YouTube, but like the Stitch. I've explained the Stitch videos, and it was a guy just saying like a crazy freestyle, and they had tried to permanently ban my account over me reacting to that video. But I will never forget the day, one day I had opened up TikTok, and I am like, thank God I was in the privacy of my own home. Because if you're like hanging out with, or like, oh, for like, fam, let me show you this video real quick on TikTok, right? You open up your TikTok account, and the first thing you see is a bunch of topless tribal women having a fight, and I'm like, what is this form of content? What does this have to do with anything that, like, that TikTok? My thing is this. I feel like that TikTok, we know what that app is. When you see things like that, it's like, what does that have to do with TikTok? Like, who decided that they were gonna wake up bright and early in the morning and post a clip of some tribal women with no, like, with no shirts on? They just out there in some, like, grass tops, and some was all like, nah, even the grass top is too much, and they just out there fighting. For what? What are they even fighting? No, I'm telling you, man, like TikTok, YouTube, all those different platforms, they got some stuff going on behind the scenes, and I'm like, y'all need to fix that, because that's not normal. I'm saying, like, that's just some weird stuff. But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 43 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. Make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.